What is worm tea and what is leachate? So this is one of the hottest topics out there in worm composting is leachate versus worm tea. Hi, I'm Lauren Kane. I'm the founder of Elm Dirt, where we started as a worm farm. We did worm composting on a personal level as well as a commercial level, and I've grown all sorts of red wigglers, Indian blue worms, as well as night crawlers, and I have had my hands in the dirt for a long time. And one of the things that people get mixed up in their head is leachate versus worm tea. So leachate is when there's water running off of a compost, a landfill, anything where there is uncomposted or unbroken down food waste, especially food waste. It can be also manure or other things like that, because it is rinsing bad bacteria off of those things, because they're not completely broken down yet. There's a reason why traditional compost has to go until it's finished, because otherwise it can have bad bacteria in it. It can also have compounds that burn plant roots. And so when you're rinsing water through unfinished compost, then it can become something harmful to your plants. Now, a lot of times people get away with it. People do it through worm bins all the time. However, if you've got uneaten, in a worm composting situation, if you've got uneaten food waste in there, you could be leaving yourself open for having those compounds in there. And so it's kind of a risky situation where sometimes you'll get away with it and sometimes you won't. But if you have plants that are dying after you put that liquid on there, or it could be building up over time, and so you're struggling over a couple months with your plants, definitely take a look at where your water is coming from and what is it rinsing through. Now, what is worm tea? Worm tea is taking the finished worm compost and turning it into a liquid that you can then spread out the benefits of worm castings across more different plants. And again, it goes a little bit farther, because as we all know, when you have a worm compost bin and you put all this food waste in and you're feeding it full of this stuff, the worms actually condense that into a much smaller volume, and the worm castings you get off of that is much less than what you put in. And we all want to use those benefits. That really helps with seed germination, it really helps with root growth, it really helps with strengthening your plants and getting their immune systems boosted. And so there's so many amazing benefits of worm castings. But if you want them to go a little bit farther, then you can make a worm tea. Now, if you're making your worm tea at home, you can just mix worm castings in with water. Some people aerate it, some people don't, but if you're using it on a home scale, you know what? That is gonna be fine as long as you use it within 24 hours of making it. You don't want it to sit out longer, because it could then become a problem. I've heard of some people that use banana peels to make fertilizer, which is fine as long as you use it in enough time. As soon as something starts to smell like sewer, then it becomes a problem, because there might be some of the same bacteria that's in a sewer system in your concoction that you've made. Now, where a lot of people get it wrong is our Elm Dirt products are not worm teas. They do contain worm castings, but we do a whole bunch more to our products in order to make them more souped up version. So we have done a lot of nutrient balancing, pH balancing. We've done some microbe breeding, where we breed specific microbes in-house to really give you something that is highly effective and highly scientifically proven to work in your plants, whether that's indoor plants or outdoor plants. And so there's a lot of science that goes into our products, and a lot of ingredients and a lot of different things that we do in our manufacturing environment that you can't do on a home level. So if you're looking for the easy route, definitely check out our products. Or if you're looking for the DIY situation, that's fine, great. You can go make your own. Just remember to use it within 24 hours at home, because otherwise you might be breeding other bacteria. Our products are shelf stable for up to a year with our microbes inside. It's because of all the scientific research we've done on our products in-house. But I'm more than happy to answer your questions about worm composting and making worm teas. And if you have any lingering questions about what leachate is and why it might be harmful, feel free to drop us a comment or join our plant community, where we talk about all these different things. I've got a lot of experience raising, composting worms at home and in a commercial environment, and I'm more than happy to help you out. Now, subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow along, and I will share plant tips as well as other worm composting tips for you. So if you've got any burning questions, let me know and I will try to answer those for you.